In a bustling marketplace filled with noise and the scent of spices, one stall always drew people back, not for its bright colors or exotic goods, but for the man who stood behind it. His name was Rajan, and in 20 years of trade, he had never once cheated a single customer. Rajan sold spices, grains, and dry goods. His weights were always accurate. His prices were always fair. While other merchants diluted their saffron with cheaper flours and tipped their scales with hidden weights, Rajan did things the old way, honestly, carefully, and with pride. One warm afternoon, a wealthy trader from a distant city came to buy a large quantity of cardamom. He was distracted, in a hurry, sweating in the heat. After paying and collecting his goods, he rushed away and left behind a small velvet pouch on Rajan's counter. Rajan opened it and counted 50 gold coins. His hands trembled slightly. 50 gold coins was more than he earned in 3 months. No one had seen. No one would ever know. He closed the pouch, locked his stall, and went to find the man. For 2 hours he asked every vendor, every tea seller, every gatekeeper at the market gates. He walked to the caravanserai at the edge of town. Finally, he found the trader seated at a wooden table, pale-faced and frantically emptying his saddlebags. "Is this yours?" Rajan asked quietly, holding out the pouch. The trader stared. He counted the coins with shaking hands, then looked up at Rajan with total disbelief. "You could have kept this," he said slowly. "Why did you not?" Rajan smiled simply. "Because it was not mine to keep. Honesty is its own reward." The trader was stunned. He had traveled across 5 kingdoms and done business with hundreds of merchants. Not once had anyone returned a single coin that did not belong to them. He offered Rajan a generous reward. Rajan refused. He had done nothing extraordinary, he said, only what was right. But the trader could not forget. He told his companions. He wrote about it in letters to his business partners in distant cities. Word spread quickly. Within weeks, traders were making detours just to buy from the honest merchant in that marketplace. Rajan's stall became known across the region. Buyers knew his weights were accurate. They knew his spices were pure. They knew that if Rajan said something was the finest quality, it truly was. A merchant who could be trusted completely was worth 10 who were merely clever. His business grew steadily year after year. Larger trading houses asked him to supply their caravans. Families sent their children and grandchildren to buy from him. But Rajan never changed. He still measured each order carefully. He still kept his prices fair. He treated every buyer, wealthy merchant and poor farmer alike, with the same honesty and respect. Years later, a young apprentice asked him the secret of his success. Rajan thought for a moment, then said, "There is no secret. Only this: say what you mean, do what you say, and never take what does not belong to you." A business built on trust outlasts every business built on cleverness. Every single time. The apprentice wrote those words in his journal that night. When he became a merchant himself many years later, he passed them on to his own students. In that marketplace, long after Rajan had retired, people still spoke of him. Not because he had grown rich or powerful, but because he had been completely, quietly, and consistently honest throughout his entire life. And that, they said, was worth more than any fortune. Moral: honesty builds trust that no amount of money can buy. A reputation for integrity is the most valuable thing any person can carry through life. Glowing star.